What up, though, YouTube? Welcome back. It's BMP. I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of Wake and Bake, where I talk about whatever I need to talk about after I wake and bake. Today we have this situation going on in the country where it's a lot of racial tit for tat going on right now, and I feel like a lot of it is due to the fact that a lot of us here in the United States don't really understand what race is, what race means, and who we talking about when we talking about black and white in America. America's version of race is unique because America created race, right? Race is an American institution that has spread across the world, but really it's our thing, right? Originally, race came about because the former aristocrats, of England and Western Europe came, set up shop, and after a while, the lower classes, right, the white peasants and indentured servants that the wealthy from Europe and England brought here, they start mixing with us, both socially and physically. And eventually, they got sick of the mistreatment they was receiving from the higher echelons of society, and they started to fight back. And after a few bloody instances of rebellion broke out in different spots around the country, it was decided that a new way to order society was needed, a way to basically keep enslaved, darker-skinned Americans separate from their semi-enslaved, lighter-skinned cousins. I know that sounds crazy, but like, seriously, if your family was here pre-1865, regardless of whether you black or white, you cousins, right? Like, that's just the truth of the matter. So much so that when the Human Genome Project went through the American South, they found that a massive, like, almost every single white person they tested had a large amount of African DNA or African ancestry, direct African ancestry, not African ancestry because all people, evolved from Africa. I'm talking about somebody in their direct line was black. So understanding that, these people are cousins, this thing called race isn't really a thing. It's just a way wealthy European socialites decided to arrange society. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand that a lot of these fights about race ain't about race, right? It's about control at this point. It's not about race at this point. It's never about race. It's about control. It's about who is in control of the resources and who gets to decide how resources are allocated throughout society. That's what it's all about. It's about nothing else. If you don't remember nothing else from what you hear me say, remember that. Race is not about skin color or none of that other shit. All right? It's not. It's just about who gets to control resources. That's it. And the truth is, most white people don't get to control resources either. As a matter of fact, the actual truth is, even our white cousins have lost control. They don't control nothing no more. That's why they love Trump so much, because part of making America great again was the idea that Americans would gain control of our electoral process, right? Not multinational corporations, or, to be honest, how a lot of Native American white folks feel. Even they own immigrant cousins. Like, they don't want them in control of their country either, because they feel like they don't really understand how this shit's supposed to work. And they too worldsy. Like, America is an insular place. And they don't like this, invite every motherfucker from around the world to come immigrate here. They like, we got our black cousins. We don't need all these other people. So yeah, man. Just when you start to hear a lot of hoopla about, race and who responsible for what, just try to remember that, as long as we not talking about the group of ethno-European people that immigrated here in the 20th century, we talking about our cousins. Peace.